Hello, myself Jason Joshi from the YouTube team. Today here we have the Internship Diaries podcast. Today we have a very special guest who is also a president of Operations and Supply Chain School, Mr. Venkatesh. Thanks, welcome. So thank you so much for coming for this podcast. I'm really looking forward about this podcast. So would you tell me a little bit about the company you work for?
First of all, I would like to thank your team for inviting me for the podcast. And second thing is, I have done my internship at Thermax Limited as a corporate sourcing group where we deal with suppliers. There were 18,000 plus suppliers where I used to find a good supplier from among them.
Okay. So what was your role or title during the internship?
So I was working as an intern at corporate as a corporate sourcing group where I worked on three projects. First one is a supplier management that is also called as vendor management. Second is comparison between the suppliers. Like we find out top 10 suppliers and which one is best, we select among them.
Okay. Okay. So how did you find about this particular internship opportunity? Like how did you know that this was the company I was made for?
I have previously worked as a internship. I have done my internship at Thermax only.
Okay.
I was assigned as a project management. Now, I like the work culture. That is what is the main thing which draw me back there.
So what were the key things that help you to land for that role?
Key things that I land in that role was I have a 3 year of experience in customer handling where we deal with the customers. Here we deal with the suppliers. And second thing is I know the Excel. I have done a course on advanced Excel, so which draw me there as well.
So what was the most challenging project or the task you worked on? And how did you handle it? The most importantly.
Most difficult thing was like handling 18,000 plus suppliers. So that was most challenging and working according to their requirements. From the we get the orders from the uh, division. So then we contact suppliers. So that was the gap between the requirements from the division and the suppliers was a bridging gap were weak. So that was most challenging.
Okay. So how did the skills you learned in the college prepared you for that internship, or the skills that you learned from the job that were different from that of college?
So, for example, in our academic, we have one subject called as supply chain management, where we deal with drivers, supply chain drivers. So, one of the driver is sourcing. So, sourcing is where I worked, and vendor management is second thing, and vendor onboarding is third thing. So, these things got me there in that role where I excelled in 2 months.
Okay. So how was the company culture? Like, did you feel like a valued part of the organization?
So it is most of the value added thing. You if you do internship at a good organization where you get to learn things like skills, you may develop skills before you go to job. You will develop skills in just 2 months. So that grasping power is one of the important in your internship.
So what did you learn about yourself or your career goals during this experience?
So my aim is to become an consulting firm or a startup firm related to supply chain in sourcing, procurement, and logistics. Nowadays, people are not selecting their suppliers based on their performance. So people now are uh, deciding their suppliers based on the price. So if, for example, if one supplier is giving less price for me, so I'll select them.
Yeah.
But the quality that person is giving is very low. So here mainly sourcing plays an important role. So sourcing you need to develop through their performance, their performance, like how on what time they deliver. So within the time they deliver, so quality of the product they deliver. So these things are the main important while choosing sourcing.
So, based on your experience, would you like to give some advice to our audience?
Yeah, obviously, I would like to give an suggestion to audience. Like in sourcing is one of the important thing in the supply chain. Without the sourcing, the supply chain will not go ahead. So brush up with your basic skills like sourcing, procurement, and logistics, how they work, and brush up your advanced Excel. So this advanced Excel plays an important role. So second thing is Power BI. Power BI is basic thing where the data is been visualized. So data plays an important. So if you show in the pictorial way, the understanding of the customer or any supplier will be easy. So these things I would like to tell. Supply chain is one of the important in every company. So these are the things like Power BI, Advanced Excel, and basic supply chain process. If you learn, this is good for your job at.
Thank you so much for your time and sharing your insights. This was really been helpful.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this was from our internship diaries, and please be awaited for our next podcast. And do like, share, and subscribe for more such content. And press the bell icon.